A portion of this video is brought to you by Sheath Underwear. For more information about Sheath, visit the link in the description below or wait till the end of this video to hear more about them from me. Oh, Big Balls is a hero. Thank you, Big Balls, for keeping the streets of DC safe. You're like Batman. I got one big ask today, and that is if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. We are desperately trying to grow this operation large enough to be at least make it a little difficult to be messed with by the fascists in the Trump government. Thank you in advance. Listen, if you needed any more proof, I don't think you do, but if you did need any more proof that Donald Trump is not gunning for you, he's not out to protect you, you're not on his team. He and the Republicans have just stripped away health insurance through their Medicaid gouging. Nearly 20 million people will not have health insurance after Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill goes into effect. He is cutting food assistance to the tune of $300 billion. There will be more hungry children in America than there were before. But Donald Trump is setting his attention to federalizing the city in which I live, Washington, D.C., because Big Balls got attacked. Big Balls, the 19-year-old, was out at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night into Sunday in the streets of Washington, D.C., and apparently got punched in the nose. That looks like all the damage there was, but because of that, Donald Trump is going to go to bat for Big Balls. He posted this on Truth Social yesterday at 4:13 p.m. Crime in Washington, D.C. is totally out of control. I live in the city. Crime is not totally out of control. It just isn't. It's a lie. It is not factual to say that crime is totally out of control because Big Balls got punched in his face. Local youths, if there ever was a more get off my lawn kind of a statement, it's that. Local youths and gang members, some only 14, 15, and 16 years old, are randomly attacking, mugging, maiming, and shooting innocent capital C citizens for some reason, at the same time knowing that they will be almost immediately released. They are not afraid of law enforcement, capitalized, because they know nothing ever happens to them. But it's going to happen now! Exclamation point, says the President of the United States in a threatening manner to, ostensibly, juvenile delinquents in the city, like they are perusing his Truth Social to find out what might happen to them. Woo, what's he gonna do? The law in D.C. must be changed to prosecute these minors, quote unquote. Why is it quote unquote, Donald Trump? They are 14, 15, and 16-year-olds. They are minors. It's not a quotable. They're minors. Do you think they have more agency, or they're more dangerous, or they're not minors? Maybe they're adults because they're black? Is that what Donald Trump would have you believe? And lock them up for a long time, starting at age 14. That'll do it. That'll solve the crime problem in Washington, D.C. This non-existent radical crime problem that we have is just long-term incarceration. Not like we've tried that before in the United States. Not like that's been an experiment that's been endeavored before that showed no fruitfulness whatsoever. Washington, D.C. must be safe, clean, and beautiful for all Americans, and importantly, for the world to see. Yeah, it's all about image. It's not that it's important for the citizens of D.C. It's important that the world think something. Yeah. If D.C. doesn't get its act together and quickly, we will have no choice but to take federal control of the city and run this city, capitalized multiple times for some reason, how it should be run, and put criminals on notice that they're not going to get away with it anymore. Perhaps it should have been done a long time ago. Then this incredible young man, Big Balls, and so many others would not have to go through the horrors of capital V violent, capital C crime. If this continues, I am going to exert my powers and federalize the city. Make America great again, says the President of the United States about Big Balls. Now, I'm going to read a little bit from a Daily Beast article, but I want to play a little clip yesterday from this Olympic meeting that Donald Trump was at, where he talked about this attack on Big Balls, the 19-year-old that was was one of the ones in charge of dismantling the federal government and fraudulently defunding different agencies, claiming it was because of fraud, waste, and abuse. This little dipshit, who's now 19 years old, working for Social Security. This is what Donald Trump said at a presser when asked about his post.
And by the way, I have to say that somebody from DOGE was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run. But it's not a question of DOGE. We have great people, secretaries and all, working with DOGE and cutting with I said with a scalpel as opposed with an axe.
All you got to do to get any action at all from Donald Trump, any movement at all, any motivated goings on with what he's going to do as the president, as a governor, as someone who governs, not a governor, is be close to him, have access to him, have influence to get into his ear. This is what Elon said, and I'm going to read from this article, but this is what I want to impress upon. These Republicans, these conservatives, they're just liars. They always want to make the story sound more salacious or interesting or heroic in this case than it is. Elon Musk tweeted about this particular moment, this incident. I'm not going to show the picture that Donald Trump posted because he's bloody, and YouTube, because this apparently isn't an adult. We can't show things relative to news reporting and commentary because there's blood in the picture, and they'll restrict the video. But we can put it up and blur it, maybe. I don't know. Make it black and white, producer Chris. Make it black and white and blur it. Maybe we'll do that. Elon Musk is trying to paint this situation as though he was some kind of a hero running over to protect a woman who was getting ready to be attacked by a group of thugs. By the way, there's racism coded in all of these descriptions. This is what Elon lied about. A few days ago, a gang of about a dozen young men. They are not young men, and you will find out when I read from the Daily Beast. These are children. These are, shouldn't be out at 3 a.m. Certainly a problem. They shouldn't be hitting anybody. But these are not young men. This is racism. This is all coded. A few days ago, a gang of about a dozen young men tried to assault a woman in her car at night in D.C. 3 a.m. A DOGE team member saw what was happening and ran to defend her and was severely beaten to the point of concussion. But he saved her. Oh, Big Balls is a hero. Thank you, Big Balls, for keeping the streets of D.C. safe. You're like Batman. It's time to federalize D.C., says Elon Musk. Here's what the Daily Beast, the Politico, and Wired, I believe, got a hold of the police report. They did some reporting, and this is how the Daily Beast categorizes their reporting or summarizes it. This is the headline: Trump reveals Musk's Big Balls was beaten in bloody attack. The 19-year-old who rose to prominence after tearing up the federal government on behalf of his billionaire boss was assaulted around 3 a.m. Sunday, according to a police report obtained by Politico and Wired. The incident occurred after at least two teenagers approached Coristine, who told police they made comments about stealing his vehicle, according to the report. Coristine ushered a female, a significant other, into the car. This is not some random woman that he's protecting. He ran to go protect. They're out at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. No good things happen at 3 a.m. in any city. Again, Coristine ushered a female, a significant other, into the car, turned to face the teens, and was subsequently attacked A black iPhone 16 was also reportedly stolen. Officers patrolling the area observed a group of approximately 10 juveniles, not young men, juveniles, surrounding the complainant's vehicle before the assault. Cops were right there when this happened. Metropolitan Police arrested a 15-year-old male and a 15-year-old female, both of Hyattsville, which is a town here just on the outskirts of Washington, D.C. and Maryland, and charged them with unarmed carjacking, according to a statement released today. Now, racism abounds in all of this. Of course it does. We're dealing with Nazi saluting Elon Musk and, Nazi salute supporting eugenics wonderkin Donald Trump. Of course they're going to talk in terms of thugs and categorize children as young men. But he wasn't harmed. Yeah, he's laying there with his shirt off and there's blood on his white pants. But have you ever been punched in the face, Elon Musk and Donald Trump? Maybe Elon Musk and Donald Trump would have been served well by a few punches in their faces to learn about just how dangerous or not dangerous it is, just how much damage. He wasn't crippled. He is not injured. He got punched in the face, and a lot of blood comes out when you get punched in the nose. That's what happened. Should it have happened? No, it should not have. But you're not going to hear me whining and crying if someone walks around with a $20 bill hanging out of their back pocket and someone steals it. Maybe secure your things. Maybe take precautions in where you are and where you go and what you do. Also, we have no idea whether or how much he was running his mouth and causing problems, because what is he out there doing? Community service at 3 a.m.? He's probably hammered, have no idea, just conjecture. But are you out at 3 a.m.? And what are you doing? If you don't have a job that's overnight, what are you doing outside at 3 a.m.? Or is it that only the young kids, the 14, 15, 16-year-olds that are out at 3 a.m. are up to no good, but Big Balls is doing the good stuff? He's out there, I guess, hosting a Bible study at 3 a.m. On Sunday evening leading out of Saturday, or Sunday morning leading out of Saturday evening. It's just all, now we risk federalizing the city of Washington, the town in which I live, the city in which I live, because Big Balls got attacked. Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054, or email me daily@dollemore.com. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. If you think you're subscribed, check to see. And I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another. It is absolutely difficult to keep a cool head in this political climate, especially with the added aggravation of these overheated outdoor temperatures. How can you be expected to conduct any clear-headed discourse with your drawers in a sweaty soup? My go-to for keeping things cool, sheath underwear. I'm wearing a pair right now, and let me tell you, it's like nighttime in the desert down there, all day long. Head to sheath.com and use promo code Dollemore to score 20% off and upgrade yourself to the most comfortable underwear that you'll ever wear. How do they differ from your average boxers? Well, let me tell you. Invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq, Sheath's boxer fabric is designed with a moisture-wicking technology. Their underwear features a unique dual pouch system that keeps all your man parts comfortably separated instead of sticking together. We all know the feeling of the old eggs getting stuck to the pan, if you know what I mean. My favorites are the airflow meshes, which seem especially equipped to handle my thighs, bigger thighs. But Sheath has also tons of other fabric options and designs that you can get into. And I'm clearly not the only one singing the praises out there. Sheath are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews. Also, Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders. So while you're upgrading your undies, you can be making the world a more upstanding place too. It's tough to focus on draining the swamp when you are swampy mess yourself. Sheath's boxers will help you keep the temperature down by bringing up the level of comfortability. Score 20% off right now at sheath.com and use promo code Dollemore.